Hope you don't mind, but could you tell me?
Where the hell is the boss?
復習させた CG を見せてくれるそうです。
これ踊ってるように見えますけど、でこれは早く移動するっていう学習させたやつなんですね。
Imagine sitting there, being so excited and so pleased to be like, all right, so we want to show you this new generative AI.
はい、こんなことをやっています。実際には
毎朝この頃会わないけど身体障害の友人がいるんですよ。でその彼のことを思い出してね、僕はこれ面白いと思って見ることできないんですよ。これを作る人たちは痛みとかそういうものについてね、何も考えないでやってるでしょ。
Incredible implications for the animation industry. And he's like, I'll be honest with you, I feel this is an insult to life itself.
極めて不愉快ですよね。そんなに気持ち悪いものをやりたいなら勝手にやってればいいだけで、僕はこれを自分たちの仕事をつなげたいとは全然思いません。極めて何か生命に対する侮辱を感じます。
I don't know if all of you saw this. Probably the most horrifying example of it possible.
人間が描くのと同じように絵を描く機械を
作りたいんだ。
はい。
地球の最後の日が近いって感じですね。それは人間の方が自信がなくなってくるからです。
Hey guys, say hi to the internet, boys. This is Bum Fights. You're gonna be in the Bonsai video. I was avoiding it before. Oh my god, stop. Don't hurt each other.
All my friends are dead and they don't like me anymore. They've moved along, they've changed, and now they find me quite a bore. Way back then it was okay to be a little weird, but all my friends are dead.
Arlo is an internet producer.
Spring is in the air. The sun is coming out at last. And you know what that means. It means the birds and their darn babies making a bunch of noise!
Arlo is an internet producer. I don't know if he started as an artist, but these days, all I think he makes is internet slop. I think it's really sad whenever you see another puppeteer finally give up and just go with what the algorithm wants which is less puppets. Arlo's new video about Monster Hunter is, well, the most puppet stuff you get is a Raycon's ad.
Which makes the still emptiness of winter, erupting suddenly into a euphoric wellspring of new life, slightly less annoying. And now that things are starting to warm up, you know I'm gonna be getting outside more. So I sure am glad.
And even in the Raycon's ad, it's mostly clips of stupid human beings.
They're still the comfiest earbuds I've ever used, and I never have to worry about them falling out.
I thought the fun of being on YouTube and making YouTube content with enough audience was to make art. But art's dead.
So without further ado, here is my review of Monster Hunter Wilds. Okay, maybe just one further ado. There, now we can start. Really hard for me to understand why the menus are this bad. If anything, this right here, bug juice, I switched to the agile and the plot from feeling like just muddy. This is no single.
This isn't like a takedown piece on this guy's channel, but all his videos are like this. Most of his videos, even on his main channel, are just clips of the video game he's talking about with him talking over it. I don't think he has a particularly good speaking voice, and I don't think he's a bad puppeteer. He made a half-an-hour video, I imagine, because that gets him enough ads, you know, to justify making, you know, pulling out the puppet in the first place. His green screen's really terrible.
And I have been extremely excited to get my hands on, excuse me?
I mean, his title cards are just, like, failing to do internet guy face because you're a puppet. It's depressing. Like, whatever Arlo used to be, and I'm not a fan. I mean, and the only reason I get him on my algorithm is, actually, I don't even know why. I don't even watch that many video game reviews. Why am I talking about Arlo? On the last episode of Punk Bonsai, we mostly talked about why bonsai has been a very freeing activity for me, a very freeing art form for me. It's you know, it started as something I thought might be a hobby, and it's definitely become something I've used to express myself. And I find it to be the most meaningful thing I've added to my roster of things that are meaningful in a long, long time. When I'm very stressed, going out amongst my tiny trees actually does help. It helps in a way that I can't really explain, and it's why I'm going to continue making these bonsai videos and bonsai and explaining my philosophy of it. But lately, the idea about making art has seemed so...
Yeah, my dad, the producer of an enormous piece of Disney IP. Again, this is supposed to be art.
If you're a capitalist, social media is an even better business than movies or streaming. It gives you even more control. Influencers are the stars of social media today, but they have less power and are paid less money than any media figure in history.
But they remain trapped, taken, resold, and reshaped by corporate interests and cultural stagnation for reselling nostalgia.
Well, let's watch what Asmongold had to say about it.
Beating Shadows? Yeah, sure, I'll beat the game. Why wouldn't I? Don't force yourself to? No, I'm not. I've been enjoying this.
Dude, when your own chat bought into the propaganda harder than the way that you pushed it.
Sometimes it's all right. You don't have to fake having an opinion just because you want the sweatiest, most balding, unwashed losers online to be like, yeah, my goat, my king.
the idea about making art has seemed so fraught. I mean, literally the day before I'm recording this, all I got in my regular feed of people that I watch on and off, every leftist I was watching is telling me art is dead. Stop caring about art. This video was going to be about how there's two kind of things, products and art. And Arlo was going to be the example. I think Arlo maybe started from a more artistic thing, maybe like what you might assume this channel would become one day. 30 minutes of no puppets, talking over a property I don't really care that much about, and, you know, ticking off boxes, you know, saying numbers. I've been thinking a lot this week, doing more thinking than making, and I think sometimes that's important. And every time I get a deluge of people I respect on the left telling me that caring about art is silly, you know, maybe not silly. Maybe what I mean with the deluge is that there's just a lot of negativity about art generally. Like, we have a lot of things that we have to care about right now. I understand that. But I think that art is a way to propagandize and to change things. You know, I think, yeah. But, you know, art is dead. And since art is dead, we might as well start doing something better.
We've got our own worlds to build, and I want to do it with people who are here, ready, now. I want to build cool things with cool people, and I trust there are enough of you out there, because I've met you, that we can do it.
I think it is up to us. Jesse Gender was probably the reason why the video stopped being as nihilistic as it is now and became more absurdist.
Business of yours you like so much.
Which is my preference, by the way. Nihilism is nice and it's comforting. But, you know, ultimately, if you don't get to absurdism, I don't see the point of going through all that nihilism at all.
Rude entities like you get punished for the sins of others.
I find meaning in some of the silliest things. It's fine. I don't think there's any reason that we shouldn't find meaning in even random chaos. However you need to cope, right? As long as you're not hurting other people. That's, you know, it's not... None of these, like, actual empathetic viewpoints on the world are all that complicated. It gets complicated when you start defending capital. Like, we don't need to talk about movies, right? Movies have obviously just been gutted by how miserable capital is to the things it touches. We could just talk about, you know, how are we justifying a genocide in Palestine right now? I'm out here. I'm the guy that they're talking about. I'm the person with no subscribers who refuses to play the algorithm game. And I don't like, I mean, the one time on this channel I tried playing it was actually the first time I thought about quitting the channel. And that's back when I made one video that picked up the algorithm and picked up like 25,000 views, which is nothing. I'm well aware that that is nothing. And my brain, just like everybody else's brain, went right to that. Oh, this could make money, and then I don't have to do a thing where I don't like to do to make money. And then I'll become Arlo. I can't become Arlo. Bonsai is a way to stop becoming Arlo. Find your bonsai.
That is the same thing your boss is trying to do at your job. That is why they are trying to break your union. That is why they are trying to employ you via an app.
At the risk of all the colleagues and crew and blue-collar workers who depend on the movie to be successful, narcissism is not something to be coddled or encouraged.
Take it from me, the son of a Hollywood executive.
Hey, Jonah, I'm not in Hollywood. My dad's not an executive producer or a big producer of a film like this, a multi-million-dollar production. But do crew members, blue-collar workers, get royalties?
I am not the boss, nor a penguin, but, in fact, the great Dracula!
Besides the bonsai, and I'm happy to announce this here, but I will be doing a dedicated video to it, I'm writing a webcomic again. The webcomic is called Funny Animal Murder Activity Book, and it's about funny animals and murder. I was inspired hanging out on Discord to make something about funny animals, just like cartoon, goofy. And it originally started as me taking some people that I know on Discord and making them funny animals. I immediately found out that naming them was more fun than figuring out how to draw any of these particular characters. So I scrapped it, and also I didn't like that I was investing that much effort into Discord. Anyway, the comic is about an armadillo and a mouse, and they kill cops. That's the comic. I hate cops. Cops are one of the worst fucking organizations ever. When people are like, defund the police, I'm like, can we erase the concept? I'm also a jail abolitionist, as if you couldn't tell from my Ricky O video. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Everything I do has a twinge of politics to it. Everything I make is a leftist screaming into the void, saying, yeah, it's pointless, but here I am, making anything anyways, anytime I want to, any way I want to. 10minutedailyvideo.net, your place for 10minutedailyvideo.net, is, for good or for bad, art. And art is dead. So long live 10minutedailyvideo.net.
Hey! It's me, out of time and space, David Lynch.
I heard art.
Is as dead as me! Is that sad? I don't remember how long ago it was that I died. Okay, here's the weather. Blue skies and golden sunshine. All along the way. Hey, you know what my advice is? You get final edit on everything you do. Okay, kids? Try not to die. I love you!